On this episode of Bougie Texas Barbecue, I'm going to show you how to make some awesome flame grilled shrimp tacos that's not only delicious but somewhat nutritious to keep your 2025 goals. Let's do it. So we're going to prepare our Mojo Slaw first because it needs to chill in the fridge for at least an hour. Traditional coleslaw usually requires mayo, but we're going to substitute some Greek yogurt. My full recipe and the exact measurements will be down below in the description, so don't forget to check it out. Now you won't need to add any salt or additional seasonings to your slaw. My friends at Lechonera sent me their awesome original Mojo sauce. We're really only going to need a splash of it for the slaw, but make sure you give it a good mix before adding it in. If you read the bottle, you see that this is usually used as a marinade, but you can also consume it as is. So today we're going to use it as if it was a dressing. The next ingredient to my Mojo Slaw is one large freshly squeezed orange. And this is just to enhance the Mojo sauce and the natural Mojo flavors. Traditional Mojo is a blend of citrus herbs, garlics, and fresh herbs. So that is exactly what we're going to do here today. Our next ingredient is going to be some freshly squeezed lime. This is another traditional ingredient that you will find in any Mojo Slaw. These ingredients are also going to complement the shrimp that we're pairing with the slaw today. But I do just want to note that even though I'm pairing this with shrimp, you can actually pair this slaw and recipe with any type of seafood or poultry. Now this next ingredient is to balance out all the citrus, acidic, and bitter notes that we just added. Instead of using sugar that's traditionally found in coleslaw, we're going to add some agave honey, which is going to balance out the mix we just created and bring out the sweetness in the cabbage and carrots. You're going to want to give it a good whisk before we add our next ingredients. I recommend whisking it for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the ingredients are completely mixed. Our next fresh ingredient that's commonly found in Mojo sauce is cilantro. I'm going to add roughly 2 ounces of chopped cilantro. As I mentioned before, my ingredient list and measurements will be down below. Next, we're going to add some fresh oregano and some garlic paste. If you can't find fresh oregano, dried oregano works just as well. Give it a final whisk before adding your cabbage to ensure that the garlic paste will spread throughout the mixture. Unless you like biting into a clump of garlic, that's up to you. Now we're going to add our cabbage. You can use any shredded cabbage. I chose to use red cabbage for the color, and it tends to be slightly sweet. And the final ingredient before mixing is 1 cup of shredded carrot. I'm going to mix the cabbage with my hand. This is the best way to ensure that it gets mixed into the mixture thoroughly. I recommend chilling the slaw in the fridge for at least an hour. This slaw will have a shelf life in the fridge for 3 days as long as it's covered. Now that our slaw is mixed, it's time to preheat our grill and prep our shrimp. Let's do it. To prep our shrimp, make sure they're peeled, deveined, and cleaned. Next, you're going to add a splash of Mojo sauce as a binder. And then you're going to give them a good mix. Make sure they're fully covered before seasoning. Now, you can season the shrimp with whatever you want, but if you want to make your life a little easier, I recommend using Lechonera Sazon Pa'Todo. It's pretty much a one-stop shop. It means an all-purpose rub. That means it has all the flavor you will ever need, without it being extremely salty. I cannot tell you how many all-purpose rubs have way too much salt. I recommend waiting to season your shrimp until they're ready to be thrown on the grill, and here's why. Shrimp, like most seafood, is very delicate. You still want to be able to taste the shrimp without overpowering it. So if you marinate it overnight or add too much flavor, it's gonna cover the taste of the shrimp, and I'm telling you, if you're a shrimp lover, you do not want that. Okay, so let's talk about how we are going to throw our shrimp on the grill. I don't know about y'all, but the last thing I want to do is flip 20 shrimp individually. So to make my life easier and your life easier, use some skewers, or you can even use a cast iron pan. If you decide to use wooden skewers like I am today, make sure you let them soak for at least an hour in water. But when I know I'm using skewers for grilling, I actually take them out in the morning and let them soak in water before I grill. So these skewers actually soaked in water for roughly 4 hours. So I'm going to wrap up skewering these shrimp, and we can go ahead and get ready to throw them on the grill. Let's do it. Because we're making tacos, I want that Tex-Mex flavor, so I'm using lumped charcoal and mesquite wood chunks. Remember, mesquite wood can be very overpowering. It is a strong wood, so make sure it is fully lit before throwing your shrimp on the grill. And now it's time to add our shrimp. Now, I do recommend keeping your grill anywhere from 300 to 350 degrees. I don't recommend going any hotter than that. And you're going to allow your shrimp to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes per side. Once the tails start to turn that bright orange color, I know it's time to flip. You're going to want to flip and rotate your shrimp throughout the cook until you reach your desired char. I don't recommend cooking over 5 minutes because you will overcook the shrimp. Once you've reached your desired char, go ahead and pull them off the grill. I'm going to allow these last 3 skewers to cook for about 30 more seconds before pulling them off, and then it's time to build our tacos. I really wish y'all could smell these. The aroma of the Mojo sauce is incredible. Now, if you're trying to keep your 2025 goals, I recommend using extra thin corn tortillas with some fresh guacamole, none of that store-bought junk. Then you're going to add our delicious Mojo slaw. Remove the shrimp from the skewer and add as many shrimp as you want. Don't know how to remove a shrimp tail without poking yourself? Squeeze the shrimp tail, then twist it off. That's how you successfully remove a shrimp tail. Don't forget to add some freshly squeezed lime. This step is optional, but I do recommend adding some cojita cheese as a garnish. Don't forget to check out the full recipe down below. Till next time, guys, enjoy.